can't wait for people to watch it. I mean, we've been working for 2 years and a half, and I think it's really special. I think it's gonna please those who loved season 1, and I'm in love with the whole show. I'm in love with the acting. I'm in love with the writing. I think it's a very cool show to watch, and it's gonna surprise people. I think if you saw the first season, you're gonna be expecting something, and suddenly you'll realize this is much more. And I urge people also to watch Rogue One after they see Andor 2, because the film is gonna play differently. I don't know. I'm very proud of what we made here. Yeah, the end of season 1 is he just went through an awakening, right? He wants to be part of something, but now he has to understand what it means, what he has to leave behind, and he has to grow. He has to understand the need for change, and he has to witness many things, learn from people like Luthen, and he has to grow. He has to grow. We see 4 years of his life in this second season. 4 years of a very intense kind of like journey, and he has to understand what he's capable of. He has to start believing in himself. But also he has to understand what he's gonna have to leave behind. What that sacrifice means, what fighting for the cause means, what a revolution means. I don't know. It's not challenging because I'm working with great material. The writing of Tony Gilroy is something special. It's full of complexity. There's so many layers, and this long format allows you to explore on that. So I would say the opposite. It's a playground for actors. When you arrive and you find that every connection means, every moment means. There's no simple or easy scene to do, it's. I don't know what I'm gonna do after this. I think I think we were very lucky to work with such interesting material. Yeah. Well, just imagine. I mean, we just follow Cassian and these characters for a year in season 1. Now it's 4 years. You're going to get to see all of those characters and all the new characters that have to come in. If you know Rogue One, you know what I'm talking about. You'll get to see characters many familiar faces. But it's just so much more intense, complex. The adventure is there, the complexity is there. But this is a story about a revolution, right? And revolution doesn't happen if it's not for love. And family and belonging and all of that, they're gonna see.
Oh, that was actually my first question that I asked Tony. After we last see Bix, she's tortured, has gone through so much. Her mental state is very fragile. So my first question to Tony was, how does Bix handle this? Is she someone that's, she's gonna find strength in it? Is she someone that's gonna kind of shove things under the rug and say, I'm okay. And the reality is that it's a little bit of both. And it's very complex when you go through trauma, and Bix is trying her best. And, in the course of this season, her journey is to really sort of come into her own and find security within the relationship that she builds with Cassian and the relationship that she builds with herself. I mean, we've been waiting so long. We've filmed this so long ago, so I'm just really excited for people to watch it, for people to see what Tony has been working on for years. And if you like season 1, season 2 is just bigger and better. I've never done a season 2 of anything. I feel like I haven't been in a successful enough show to have the ability to come back and see all your friends and your family. Season 1 we were sort of all trying to figure it out, and then season 2, everything we all just brought the notch up, and things got bigger, things got more complicated. We maybe got a little bit more money so we could do a little bit more fun stuff. So it's just so much bigger. Being a part part of Star Wars has been a dream of mine forever, as long as I can remember. It's part of the reason why I'm an actress. And to be a Latin American in Star Wars, for so many years I didn't see myself, and the fact that I'm here, the fact that I'm a part of this specific show means the world to me. I have a little X for Bix right here. That's how important. It's the only character that I have a tattoo of. I love Bix, I love this show, and I love these people.
It was strange at first, but it was very exciting. It was really good to do this show and this period, and I think this show is extraordinary. Oh, look, I'd have done anything in Star Wars, frankly. I'd have done anything. But I like the fact that Krennic is kind of one of he's in that period of where he's one of those people that doesn't really buy into the more sort of spiritual aspects of the Force, etc., etc. They kind of have a much more, build this, do that kind of vibe. He's just... it's just great, I mean, who's going to turn down a job you build the Death Star? Oh, it's not so much a preparation. I think that we're dealing with him at a younger period, and I think he's having he's enjoying his himself more. I think what happens in Rogue One is there are a lot more people circling around trying to grab it. So yeah, it's the material that's different. No, you watch it, you're going to find exactly where he is. I'm not going to tell you anything about where you find him, what we're up to, or anything like that, because like Krennic, I know how to keep.
It was amazing coming back to it, because I knew that it worked. I knew that the writing would be just as good, if not better. I knew that everyone was invested so much more in it, so it felt really easy to come back. And she was wearing some new shoes this time too, so it was really nice to see Dedra in her homeware. I mean, that's when you really see the power of the team around. You can have the best actors in the world, but if you're stepping onto something that doesn't feel real, then you struggle, but we were so lucky. So lucky. I mean, Luke Hull is a genius, and then Michael Wilkinson with the costumes, Emma Scott with the hair and makeup, and their teams. They're legends. I'm very proud to be part of it. Tony's a legend. He really understands espionage, but also he really understands what he's writing about. I can't say enough good things about him. He's just really, really great. It's the thing I'm going to miss most is working on a project that is led by him. He's a great captain.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye from Kyle as well.
It's very exciting, and I think they're going to be so happy with this season. I think it's amazing, and it's also heartbreaking that this is the last season, but I think they're going to be really, really pleased with what we've done. Yeah, I can't say too much, but what I can say is we'll pick back up with her and Cinta, and we'll go through the sort of rebellion with them two, and we'll also see her and Mon together as well. And it's there's a lot goes on. Let's put it that way. Yeah, multiple directors is always wonderful because you get a different vibe, a different flavour. Sometimes their vision you wouldn't realise until you get the new director. It's a different vision. So yeah, it's great. It's variation. We like variation. It's a story about human beings and human behaviour. It's a story about good over evil, and it's a story about human beings caring about the state of the world and sticking up for each other. And I think we can all resonate with that feeling of wanting to look after each other.
Well, at the end of season 1, where we left Mothma was at a really difficult crossroads in regard to her daughter and her place within the rebellion and perhaps what she has to sacrifice. At the beginning of season 2, we begin at that wedding. So you can just imagine what that is for her, how complicated, and yet what it allows us is to see Mon Mothma's culture, her history, where she's grown up. We get to visit Chandrila. That we've never seen that before. I'd never done that before. That was so revealing to me. And to see this orthodoxy, this privilege that she's grown up in, and therefore how far she chose to move from that to become this woman, this leader. And then, of course, we jump, as you know, in this season. And so then we see her at the Senate, and then we see her at work, and then we see her at other crossroads and moments where she has to step out of the shadows and step forward and carry that and more. Risk it all. She has to risk it all. Oh my God, I mean, I guess the thing that I would take away from this the most is that this version in Andor Season 2 is the version of Mon Mothma that I could have only hoped for. For Tony to have written story about her, to give her an arc, to give her this story. And Michael's costumes, and Emma's makeup design. I mean, it's truly special, and I feel really terribly grateful that I've gotten to play her now. And I think people will love it. The cast is extraordinary. Everybody, every one of those actors, truly special. Really a depth of talent within the cast, but also with the artists that surround us, with the costume designers and a designer and the makers, with the craftspeople building the sets. I remember one day walking onto set, and there was a lattice in one of the sets, and behind it there was this scene. And I remember taking a break from filming at one point, and I walked around the back, and it was hand painted. It was a whole landscape that was hand painted. I thought, gosh, what other production values that? So amazing.
I could not be more excited. There's been so much work put into this, and everybody's been amazing. The cast is incredible. Tony's done a spectacular job. Production value is amazing. And what I really am excited about is to now have, what's essentially 24 hours of storytelling that leads us into Rogue One. So I've been telling everybody, you got to watch the movie again, too, because you really see it with a whole different feeling. Well, he's full in committed to the revolution. He's still going to have some doubts, but we know where this is going with Rogue One, so we're going to really get a sense of just what led to that. I think, everything about this series has been about really understanding what led to the revolution and the rebellion, and understanding just what it is that means to Star Wars. Everybody knows the rebellion. You hear that word, you know that's Star Wars. So I think this really defines that in a very, very incredible way. Oh, we have a lot of things going on. We're going to announce that at Celebration. I don't think I can give too much away right now, but we have a lot of great things going on.
Thank you so much.
I think the pressure, as Cassian is moving on, we met him as a rather cynical and reluctant, non-committed nobody, to, making the decision to become a rebellion volunteer. In season 2, he continues his journey, and, we find him a soldier becoming a leader, and ultimately, moving into the story of Rogue One, where he will find his heroic end. And it really is, the whole pressures with the galactic war drawing ever closer, and the Rebellion Alliance growing is really putting, an extra urgency and kind of, powerful drive of the whole season. So I think it will be a very exciting ride for the audience to finally share with us. doing any 12 episodes of this scale is a challenge. It's a logistical challenge, it's a creative challenge, but it's also a real opportunity to dig deep and to tell so many deeper stories about characters that you have met and sometimes knew from the franchise generally, and it gives you a real opportunity to go deep and hopefully for the audience to find a real connection with our characters and the stories that they find themselves involved with. Any serial storytelling that shoots and blocks with varying directors is a huge onslaught of work ahead of you. You start that freight train and it's not going to stop and it will keep going. You're forever prepping, shooting and post-producing. It is a mad journey, but on this show, it's really exhilarating one, and one we had the most extraordinary creatives and overall team with. So it was a joy to get up every morning and fight another day.
Well, he after what he started in season 1, when he was trying to build up the rebellion, you saw him being very pragmatic and sometimes being cruel to making this revolution possible. In the second season, you come in when everything has moved further on. His engagement is becoming more dangerous to him, and the Empire's troops are getting closer to him, and he will have to make some serious decisions. He also knows that the revolution will go on, and pretty soon without him. It's lovely. Yeah, you're looking for roles like this all the time, don't you? It's because as an actor and as an audience, you don't know where you have him. He's not like most people. He's an enigma. You think you know them, and then something else comes out. The love of all those fans is fantastic. And if they like this show, it's a more complicated show than the previous ones, and it's very interesting, and I think it gives you hope for people if they like it.
We were about halfway through filming season 1 when we realized that we realized what we had started, we couldn't do it. It was just going to be too much if we wanted to do it right. It's a year later. Some of them think they've moved to a place of safety. Cassian is working for Luthen on missions, and he's become a leader. And Mothma's daughter is getting married. We're paying attention to everybody that we were carrying from before. We're adding some new people, and hopefully that they'll be just as much fun as the previous one. The fan base for Star Wars is huge, but it's very diverse. It has all kinds of different opinions. It's impossible to make everybody happy, but our attitude is that if we take it really seriously, that if we really make it, I don't mean seriously like spinach and vegetables, but if we just really are honorable to the franchise as much as anyone, that's the best we can do.